What is going on, guys? Bengal again here, coming back at you with another video at the Raiders rebuild. And I'm excited for this one, man. They were almost my franchise team. They have a lot of really fun storylines to work with and a lot of talent on this team. Now, they're one of the lowest overall teams in the game, but there's a lot of talent. Now, am I going to be able to get rid of Antonio Brown? Obviously not. There's no reason to. He will regress, but I don't think it's going to be enough to where it matters at all in the course of this rebuild. So I'm super excited to get into things. And yeah, if you guys are new here, obviously it would mean the world for me, or to me, if you would hit that subscribe button. And of course, check out my links in the description: Twitter, Instagram. A lot of new followers on there, so you guys have been awesome. You guys have been killing it. The likes on the videos have been crazy. And even the Patreon support. I just started my Patreon, so you guys can donate to be in some of these as well. So we have 2 new guys to add to the scouting or the prospect list. So we'll go over that as well. Shout out to the Patreon supporters. Yikes. Richie Incognito wants to talk. It's probably going to be about, like, cutting his dead dad's head off. If you don't know about that, Google it. We're not even getting into it, all right? Let's go ahead and check out the lineup here, though. It's an interesting one. Now, we have pieces on this team that shouldn't be going anywhere. Trent Brown, Rodney Hudson, for sure. Gabe Jackson, I think, should probably be higher than a 77. He does have star development. He is 28, though. I'm not sure how much more he's going to progress. Might be someone I look to trade. Of course, I will be doing realistic rebuilds as well. These are going to be more of a fantasy style, so I'm okay to trade some players if they're aging or whatever, or if they're not a high enough overall to be successful in simulation. Like Colton Miller, I know he's a first-round pick 2 years ago now. He's a 71 overall with normal development. If he doesn't progress at least to like a 76 this year, I don't see how he's going to be a long-term left tackle option for me. And at running back, I obviously don't care for Doug Martin. Josh Jacobs is going to be the starter right away. We need these guys to progress. Antonio Brown is going to be a staple of this team. I imagine Tyrell Williams will be as well. He's only 27, right? 27. He should be able to move up to maybe an 86, 87, maybe even an 88 overall. So that's nice. Tight end needs a complete overhaul. Luke Wilson, Derek Carrier, and Foster Moreau, not the best options. Foster Moreau is a rookie. Maybe I'll try to play him a bit more, but again, we just need to do better than that. Derek Carr, I'm letting you guys know in advance. I know Raiders fans love him. I don't think he's going to be my quarterback of the future. Now, he is an 80 overall with star development. That is very good. If he develops up to like an 83, 84 overall, I could probably rock with him. He's still young enough where he can be developed at 28 years old. Just could be a bit dicey, so we might have to make a move at some point. So I'm not afraid to trade him, but I might not for sure. I don't know. LaMarcus Joyner is a beast. Linebacking core needs a complete overhaul. I don't really care for any of these guys. Vontaze Burfict, Markel Lee, Brandon Marshall, Nate Morrow, Jason Kabinda, Tahir Whitehead, Kyle Wilbur. These are not great linebackers. I'm sorry. Carl Joseph is a guy that the Raiders have been trying to get rid of. I have no plans to do that. I love Carl Joseph. I think he's great. But Jonathan Abram is a guy I need to work into the starting lineup, or maybe not the starting lineup. I need to work him into the lineup somehow. He's only a 69 overall, man. I love I love Jonathan Abram at Mississippi State. I can barely remember his name. How much did I love him? Clearly, no. I did. He's a guy that played all over. Played slot cornerback, played linebacker, played box safety, played over the top, did it all, flew around the field. His tape was so fun to watch. 91 speed, 79 pursuit. Zone coverage is not great, but he's got good head power. He is probably the hardest hitting safety coming out of the draft last year. I think I can say that with like certainty almost. Curtis Riley is here as well. Don't really love that. Cornerbacks is a different story. I wish Gary and Conley had star development. I think he kind of should, but he's a good enough overall where he should develop. And across the defensive line, I'd like to see Arden Key develop a little bit because Benson Mayowa is just not the guy for me, but interior is great. I love Maurice Hurst. Jonathan Hankins is all right. Might look to trade him eventually. And then Cleveland Ferrell, first-round pick, top 5 pick out of Clemson. Loved him at Clemson. I would really like to see him develop into being a beast here. And then, of course, Nevin Lawson, Nick Nelson, Darrell Wordley, Trayvon Mullen. Not great cornerback options. Trayvon Mullen might be my number 2 because he's a rookie. I want to see him develop. I'm not committed to winning year 1. I don't think this team can win year 1. But, I mean, we'll see. Also have Hunter Renfrow. Didn't even mention him with the wide receivers. Of course, the 20-year senior out of Clemson. We also have Ryan Grant in here. I don't need J.J. Nelson. I don't need to go over the entire roster with you guys. So, let's go ahead and maybe make some moves. All right, big first trade as we are trading Doug Martin, Vontaze Burfict, and Ryan Grant. I don't know why I read that out of order. For a first-round pick and a second-round pick next year from the Buffalo Bills. I love getting draft picks. I love getting higher potential to draft a ton of players, and the Raiders now have 3 first-round picks in back-to-back years. We'll see how we end up using that. There isn't a whole ton of trade value on this team. I know certain players I'm absolutely trading. Others are kind of a bit weirder due to their trade value. I'm not in a real hurry to trade some of these guys, but definitely these 3 could be on the move for the right price. I'd love to get some good players. I don't love to just load up on picks, but we'll see what I can get. All right, I didn't expect that to go through. That's pretty ridiculous, but in these fantasy style, they're not going to be as realistic or even close as my actual realistic rebuild. So I know some of you guys don't love the fantasy style. I get that. You're going to be like, oh, this is stupid, I'm clicking off. That's fine, but come back for the realistic rebuilds. I promise if this isn't your thing, you're going to enjoy those ones a lot more. But Tahir Whitehead, Isaiah Crowell gets me Brandon Brooks, and now I have free reign to trade Gabe Jackson, or I can see if anyone wants Richie Incognito and just move Gabe Jackson over to left guard, which he has played before. It's so funny looking at Richie Incognito. He reminds me of the late, great Ralphie May. I don't know if you guys know Ralphie May. Rip, but yeah, man. Richie Incognito might as well be a spitting image. Some of these are so stupid. But Nevin Lawson, Brandon Marshall gets me Evan Ingram. That solves our tight end issue. Kind of. I mean, Evan Ingram's not exactly a tight end. He's more of a joker, so hybrid like tight end, wide receiver. But I'm cool with that. I mean, that's an immediate upgrade. I know our linebacking core is like way worse now, but those guys were not in the long-term future of the team by any means. So I had to get rid of them. I hope you guys understand. But if you don't, it is what it is. And Jonathan Hankins and Richie Incognito get me a first-round pick from the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't know why. Like, these trades kind of feel like really fleecy. I feel like they're a lot easier than they have been. And I don't feel great about that. I'm going to try to stop doing that. Oh, I don't want to release Gabe Jackson. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make him a left guard. That was almost catastrophic. So this is the team for season number 1. Looks okay. They're a team, I guess you could say. I really wouldn't go all that much further than that. I also want to change specialist things. I need to see... We'll keep track of them all where it is. I need to see who. Why would Cleveland Ferrell not be a rush defensive end, by the way? What do I need to see? Spit it out, you idiot. What am I thinking of? Jonathan Abram. I need to see him at probably sub linebacker. All right, what does Richie Incognito want? He wants to give me a tutorial. Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind. Wait, let's set our season goal. It is simulation. Let's go ahead and put ourselves at 7 wins. I think that's doable. We could luck our way into 7 probably. All right, so we're 2-6. We're not winning 7 games, which I'm cool with because I don't want to win anyway. I want a higher draft pick. Also, so as I talked about earlier with the Patreon supporters, if you get the specific package, you can be in the game. So I'm going to auto spin the dial for the selected players, and we'll add them in, and I'll show it. All right, so based on the packages on Patreon, Gavin got the, I believe it's the 14th cornerback in the class. Oop. All right, so based on their packages, Jake got, he's a first-round guy because he has a first-round package. So he actually spun for the number 1 left tackle in the class, and Gavin, actually, I think it was the 14th corner based on his package. Yeah, Gavin is the 14th ranked cornerback. So if you guys want to be involved in some of these, and you have the ability to support me on Patreon, it's over there. Link is in the description. Johnny Hayden actually looks really good. Look how bad some of these right outside linebackers are, man. How are we going to improve our LB core if they're all terrible? We also have guys like Rodney Hudson to re-sign. It's going to be important to bring him back. He's one of the best centers in the NFL. Probably only Carl Joseph will be the other returning player. I think we can do better than a lot of these other players. Jalen Richard, Luke Wilson, I don't have a huge interest in. And Rodney Hudson comes back, and Carl Joseph hopefully will as well. He might be someone I do look to trade, though. I think signing him to a 4-year deal is going to be the most beneficial. We'll up the salary just a bit. He returns as well. So those are the two guys I wanted to bring back. I think that Jonathan Abram is going to be the future of that position. But if he doesn't develop, I mean, there's really nothing I can do about it at that point, unfortunately. But we'll see. So the Falcons defeat the Browns in the Super Bowl 45-31. I just simulated straight to the offseason because I knew we would not make the playoffs. 5-11 was our final record. Derek Carr was not good, had a bad season, 24th in passing yards, and then 28th or 29th in passing touchdowns. In terms of running back ability, we weren't much better either. Josh Jacobs was not very good. I'm going to change these playbooks because these were not effective. Antonio Brown wasn't even force-fed the ball. Tyrell Williams got the bulk of the targets, it looks like. 6 touchdowns for Evan Ingram. We got to change some stuff up, man. This is not good. Offensive line wasn't great. Gary and Conley led our team in tackles. We're going to totally change playbooks in a huge way. A lot of tackles for loss, but almost no pressure on the quarterback. A few interceptions here or there. I like to see that. More than I'm used to seeing, honestly, so far. Aaron Rodgers wins MVP of the 7-9 Packers. Pretty good. Always like to see a quarterback winning MVP when the team goes 7-9. Check out AFC Offensive Player of the Year. It's Patrick Mahomes of the 12-4 Chiefs. Maybe they would have given it to him, you'd think, but I guess not. Defensive Player of the Year is CJ Mosley. And we're not really seeing a whole lot in the way of Raiders until now. Josh Jacobs won Offensive Rookie of the Year. I guess the voters didn't see their numbers, which is, I mean, I'm cool with it. I like that. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Levi Wallace, Jonathan Abram, and Trayvon Mullen at 3 and 4, Ferrell at 6. And I hate how that's Ferrell and not Ferrell because I want to say like Will Ferrell, but he pronounces his name like referral. And I'm like, all right, I guess. Kareem Hunt is a free agent. Don't really have any interest in him. However, Kendall Fuller is a different story. Yannick Ngakoue would work really well next to, well, I guess not next to, but on the other side of Cleveland Ferrell, on the other side of the line, I should say. Only 25. We might be looking to sign 2 big free agents here. Ngakoue is someone that should be developing nicely, and if we can get what might end up being a top edge rusher in the NFL for only $8 million a year, that would be ideal. All right, this is my final bid on Kendall Fuller. This is my final bid on Yannick Ngakoue. Hopefully, we can bring these 2 players in. I think it would change our organization quite a bit. I could look a bit at linebackers. I know Miles Jack has been here a couple times, and he is actually. That'd be a good signing for us. We'd bring him back to the West Coast. He's only 24. Oh, I should probably do that. These would be 3 huge signings, though. Pretty unrealistic, but also we could get him until he's 30, and he's already an 87 overall. I mean, I'd want to do that, and he's not expensive. Like, this is kind of a no-brainer. Kendall Fuller accepts, Miles Jack accepts, and Yannick Ngakoue accepts. I didn't really anticipate all 3 of them accepting, but this completely revamps our defense, man. Our defense is now really, really good. Gabe Jackson's regressing in a big way. He's down to a 75. Don't like to see that. But I will say, and the fact that you can't just press triangle and generate your best lineup anymore, I feel like you used to be able to do that. It kind of bothers me. Miles Jack is huge. Is Carl Joseph regressing? No way. It's morale-based. All right. I have to say, that was extremely strange, but we're looking pretty good overall. Dude, this draft class is so bad for the positions we need. It is, look at the linebackers, dude. It is god-awful. Is there a good player in this entire draft class, man? Are we picking number 4 overall in this draft first? As the Ravens select Antoine Woods, 76 cornerback out of Duke. Texans go Blake Mahoney out of Illinois, 75 overall right end. There goes Jake to the Dolphins. 76 overall is very, very good. I was wondering what that top left tackle might be. We were thinking about taking him, but he goes the pick before, unfortunately. But enjoy the Dolphins, Jake. I know you're watching this, so thank you for that. And I think I might bring in a receiver. Someone to complement Antonio Brown very nicely, and Dwayne Bacon is the one that kind of jumps out. Good athlete, but like an insane red zone threat. He's got amazing top skills. He's decent enough as an athlete. Maybe one of these Clemson freak receivers coming out recently. Let's go ahead and take him. He is a 75 overall, ranked number 8 in the class, and has star development. People are asking me how I know. I think EA is going to patch this, but If they have the arms crossed, it's star. One arm up, it's superstar. Two arms up, it is superstar X Factor. And of course, like, no arms is normal. So, not as good as it could have been, as another receiver goes 75 overall as well. All right, now pick 12. Took a wide receiver in the first. We don't necessarily need more edge help. Another cornerback could be very nice. Here's Rafael Alexis. Looks like he'd be a solid player. And surprised he doesn't fit our scheme, honestly. I feel like he'd be very good. Where do we pick next? 21st? Levon Carter is another player that I really like the look of and would upgrade our LB core in a hurry. I guess, and Mitch Hackett's a good offensive lineman. I think I'm going to pass on offensive line for the moment. Rafael Alexis looks good, but I don't think I can pass up maybe the best linebacker in this class in Levon Carter. He is a 70 overall, number 31 in the class, so still first round, but we took him at number 12, a bit of a reach there. Not my best pick, unfortunately. Here we are at 21. All the players I considered were off the board. Now, we could go Terry Morrison here out of Texas. You guys know, Hook 'em Horns, big Texas Longhorns fan. Or Garrett Moore to upgrade our guard spot. He looks really, really good. 23 versus 21 years old. I'm going to take Terry Morrison. I'm going to go tackle. He might switch over to the left side. He is incredible. He's the number one player in the class. Only normal development, though. That's a little bit annoying. But still, 77 overall. He's an instant upgrade over Colton Miller. I don't know why I blanked on his name for a second. We could even take the guard now if he's still available. I would be open to that. He is not. Yikes. But there is a center. Another Texas player. We don't need to. We don't need to. We have. If we want him, we have to take him now. It's going to be a reach, but he looks good. I'm going to take Landon Heller, maybe move him to guard. 74 overall. I thought he was a second-round guy. Now it's showing first. I'm down for that. Number 14 in the class, 74 overall. Also has a star development. He could slide in very nicely over Gabe Jackson. We could trade Gabe Jackson. Round 3, there still are some second-round players available. We might just go to the depth play here and take Tremaine Craig out of Purdue. Now, it doesn't exactly fit the scheme. He's an edge rusher. 67 overall. Bit of a reach. I was hoping some of these players would be higher overall, man. Like Levon Carter, was it? The linebacker we took. Kind of upset me. Not upset, but, you know, I was a little bit upset about I just said I wasn't, and then I used the same word. Maybe I am upset. Let's take Von Turner. He's a wide receiver, still on the board. Ranked number 73, took him at 85. Has normal development. Looks all right. He's a depth pick. That's what it kind of is going to be at this stage in the draft. We'll go with another linebacker here. It's going to be Damien Clay out of Ole Miss. Fits the scheme a little bit better. Hopefully he's good. I mean, it says a reach. It's 112 versus 100 where we picked him. It's not that much of a reach. And the guys on my draft board are all gone. I guess that means the draft is over. We don't really know anything about a lot of these guys. So, it is what it is. We're not really going to find much value here anyway. Especially with how the rating scale stretched out. What am I going to gamble that maybe I'll get a 60 overall instead of a 52 or 54? Not really worth drafting, in my opinion. So, Levon Carter is actually going to play left outside linebacker. We got Miles Jack in the middle. And maybe his overall even goes up from a 70 to maybe a 71, 72. Could be a little bit better. 72 overall for Levon Carter now. A little bit better. Markel Lee still going to start at right outside linebacker. Don't really know what to do still about Jonathan Abram. Jonathan Abram might play slot corner. That might be his best role. And Dwayne Bacon is also going to be our slot receiver. Third down running back is not going to be, what, Brandon Williams? I don't think that's your name. Booby Williams. Interesting. Chris Warren, maybe. No, him. I don't get why Cleveland Ferrell would not be a rush right end by default. That feels so weird to me. Maybe he'll be an impact playmaker at defensive tackle. Feels weird, but all right. I'm down to try it out. This is the team. Oh, Heller wants to start. That's right. He's going to. I'm going to trade Gabe Jackson, and then we're going to get Season 2 underway. Question is, what do I need? As Antonio Brown regresses a lot. Let's go ahead and see that. Yep, lost 42 total stats. Tough. All right, I have an idea for a trade. I tried it. It was so close to going through. I feel like I just need to unlock Master Trade Negotiator, and I'm good, which means we pretty much need to win a game first because I need more XP for my coach. This could take a while. Let's upgrade our team. Maybe that'll help. I'm looking to trade Colton Miller, and I'm looking to trade Gabe Jackson to get what I can only describe as an absolute game changer. That's it. Just someone that will completely change the face of the franchise, potentially. All right, I had to simulate pretty far to get the XP, and we got it on a loss, actually. We're 2-3, but I really think this trade's going to go through. Now, some of you are not going to like it because it is unrealistic, but I'm down. All right, so this trade was a lot closer when we had a top 5 projected pick, but we've won 2 games, so now it's projected at number 20. I want Bobby Wagner. We just need to lose more, and Bobby Wagner is ours. Can we lose enough before the trade deadline? Oh, my God. It's just not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough to get Bobby Wagner. How are the Chiefs 1-5, man? Madden Sim is stupid. Yeah, now I can't trade. We're just going to lose for no reason. That's unfortunate. We do have to bring back Brandon Brooks, though. And Evan Ingram and Gary and Conley. Actually, it's not going to be that bad. Markel Lee, maybe, if it's cheap. Markel Lee wants $6 million a year. I don't think so. Gary and Conley wants more salary. Brandon Brooks wants more salary. Evan Ingram re-signed. All right, so shocker, we would not make the playoffs. We finished 4-12. Year 3 is going to be a really good year for us, though. Derek Carr, once again, I didn't change the playbooks. I don't know if that does anything, but he was terrible. Dude, are the Raiders playbooks just absolutely awful? Because I'm looking at these stats they go across. I don't even want to open them, man. They look so bad. I'm not even going to do it. I'm not doing it. We'll check out the awards. Just this team sucks so bad. I think it might be playbook based, which is annoying, but I think we're going to go ahead and change it. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Le'Veon Bell. No Raiders. Defensive Player of the Year, CJ Mosley. Almost tried to trade for him. Miles Jack at 4. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Dwayne Bacon. Jeremy Amell, whoever that is, at 4. And Defensive Rookie of the Year is Levon Carter. All right. We actually had some guys make an impact. I like that. Brandon Brooks regressed. I'd honestly just like to franchise tag him. I don't really want to sign him to a deal. So I'll just go ahead and offer him a trashy deal. And he's going to test free agency. We'll just franchise tag him. It's 12.5 basically per year. But it's 1 year, so I'm totally fine with doing that. And then Gary and Conley just wants more salary, so we can go ahead and do that, and hopefully he should re-sign. He wants to play for a new team. That's frustrating. And then I'm not signing Markel Lee. Jeez. And the freaking Los Lobos, the Devils beat the Cowboys. What team is that? They didn't beat them, but they were in it. Don't really have a whole lot of money to do anything with. And I think a big part of that is our quarterback situation. It's really, really bad. Derek Carr is being paid a ton to be pretty awful. I've changed the Cleveland Browns playbooks. They're in the Super Bowl every year. I know they have a good roster, but we have a good roster. Brandon Brooks is back. Heller is star development. We know that now for sure. Antonio Brown's regressing at a very quick pace. I get that he's old, but it hurts still. Now, I changed the scheme to a 3-4. I'm probably going to change that back because it is just... I did whatever it would do for the most chemistry, even though the playbook is 4-3. Might just change it to 4-3. All right, so in the draft, we are looking to improve outside linebacker, maybe even defensive tackle. Cornerback, we lost Gary and Conley. But you know what? LaMarcus Joyner, who is regressing. Am I seeing this correctly? I feel like he is. Jesus. Regression still hurts so badly. I'm going to move him to cornerback in lieu of Gary and Conley deciding not to re-sign, which is actually good for us because he has a lot of experience playing cornerback. He's going to fit that role, I think, pretty well. His overall goes to an 83, jumps up even 1. And then Jonathan Abram can take over at free safety for the time being. Let's go ahead and upgrade this team. I think it's going to look pretty solid. I don't know that year 3 is the year, but I don't know that it's not. You know? Yeah, you get it. We pick at number 2 overall. Dolphins take Jeffrey Dodge, a tight end at number 1. Is that the first time in NFL history that's happened? Gotta be. And there's another tight end right here. Damn, this is the tight end class for sure. Johnny Monroe is looking pretty good. We could use another linebacker. He would move to the outside, which would probably bump up his overall. Now, Kent Payne looks very, very good. We could even move him to defensive tackle. He'd be light for the position, but he has some good size. Now, Malcolm Peck actually looks... He's the pick. Malcolm Peck looks unbelievable. Out of Bama, too, obviously. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to trade down slightly. I'm going to take Malcolm Peck. He looks like the best player in the draft. So that's something that has to happen. Absolutely has to happen. Now, I don't want to lose him. I'm only going to trade down a few spots. I'm not going to go past 10. I'm not going to go probably even past like 5. So, Cardinals it is. That's our trade partner. All right, Cardinals traded number 5, and they also threw in a second to move up a few spots. That's fine with me. Now, if Peck gets drafted, I'm going to be both shocked and super upset. I'm taking him now. I'm not taking any chances. He looks, again, really, really good, and I don't want to take any chances with him, so we're just going to draft him. I think he's going to be incredible. He's a 73. Interesting. Now, he does have star development, as you can see by the arms crossed there. He's number 15 in the class. 88 strength, 79 block shed, 78 power moves is pretty great coming out, man. 75 finesse, 75 speed. Why is he not a higher overall? Don't really care. I think he's going to be really good, so it doesn't bother me. All right, top of the second round. We have to capitalize on these picks. Gervonta Ross might be the move. I mean, he's a first-round outside linebacker out of UTEP. We need right outside. I don't know how good he's actually going to be. Could take a quarterback. Sidney Landry might be the next pick. Oh my God, a baller from Texas. Now, if you guys are new here, you don't know about ballers. Ballers are guys that say, hey, Roger Goodell, I don't want anything to do with you or your combine. I'm not going. They skip it and they ball out. Lamichael Hopkins is begging to be drafted. Now, it can't be with this pick. I get that. But I gotta draft him. Damn, there's some really good-looking third-round players that I wish I would have looked at before the draft that I did not at all. Probably would have had a better idea about who's great and who's not. But I'm going to take Gervonta Ross. I don't think he's even going to be all that good. He doesn't look all that great. But he's going to be an upgrade, I think, and he's going to start 57. So he's not a first-round guy. Why does it say first? I should have just trusted my gut, dude. 67 overall is so trash. That's a waste of a first-round pick if I've ever seen one. Good Lord. We're taking Sidney Landry, backup QB, 67 overall. We needed one anyway. I was hoping he'd be better, and he was not. All right, Lamichael, it is your time to shine. Please still be available. He's not. Oh, my goodness, dude. He wasn't supposed to go to the third. We're in the second. Ugh, yikes. That's a tough one. He probably is going to be sick. And this left tackle looks really good, so I'm going to take him. He is. He's incredible. He's number 6 in the class. We took him at 56. He has star development as well. Question is, where do we play him? He might be someone that gets traded, I guess. I'm not really sure. There goes Diamond Roundtree. Sounds like a Native American name. Linebacker out of UNC. We'll see if... I don't have anyone on my draft board because I didn't do any of that. But what about scouted players? A lot of studs here. Tim Calvin looks all right. Let's go ahead and take him. Another defensive tackle. 70 overall. Ranked number 26 in the class. That's an amazing pick as well. Here in the third, I'll take that any day of the week. Take another linebacker here. Buck Hauser out of Eastern Michigan. Why not? Well, that's why. He is trash. All right, I'm done with the draft. All right, we did all right. Not too bad. CPU did really poorly. We actually did well. These two picks in the second round could have been better, I guess. Let's go ahead and see how we compare to the rest of the NFL. I honestly think Lamichael is going to be one of the better players in this draft. I mean, I guess there's a chance he's not. The best player is an 80. That's the first time I've seen an 80 all year. He does have normal development. I'll tell you, a lot of the times I've noticed the top player in the class is a tackle with normal development. Seems to be the case, like, a lot. Like, almost every time, almost. Johnny Monroe, who I almost took, is a 76 overall. He looks pretty solid. He would have been nice. There he is. Lamichael Hopkins is one of the top 10 players in the draft. He went just before us. He has star or better development. Oh, he's unbelievable. He would have been the 4th receiver on our depth chart, I guess. I guess that's my rationalization of that, but he's very, very good. Would have liked that pick a lot. Now, honestly, we could trade Morrison, Terry Morrison, who's a 78 overall, almost a 79 overall, and start the rookie with better development. And I think that's probably what I'm going to opt to do. Now, Bobby Wagner has regressed slightly. He's still a 96 overall. Hopefully this makes him easier to acquire, and it looks like it actually has. I might not even have to trade a first-round pick. Maybe a third will get this done along with Colton Miller and Gabe Jackson, and it doesn't quite. Maybe a future 2 will, and I can hold on to my picks this year in 2022, and it doesn't quite. I'm going to have to trade a second this year, but I'm totally fine to do that. Colton Miller and Gabe Jackson. Seahawks improve their offensive line. We also get rid of a second-round pick, and we bring back one of the best defensive players in football. He's only a 96 overall now, but I say only 96 only because he was a 99 the year previous. I'm totally cool to do that. Superstar X Factor. And Miles Jack can slide to right outside linebacker and probably even go up to about a 90, which is very, very good. So this was my fear, is that we'd have Derek Carr and he would go up 1 overall point in 3 years. I think I need to make a move to get a better quarterback or someone with a higher ceiling or something, man, because Derek Carr is not improving at all. The defense is looking a lot better. The offense is pretty solid around him, but Derek Carr is just still the exact same bad overall, man, and that matters. The Diablos are the Chargers, by the way, in case anybody cared. I don't know. Maybe this is trading a lot to get him, but I'm going to trade Morrison, that right tackle, PJ Hall, and a first-round pick for Jesse Bates. That improves our free safety spot fairly significantly, and I think really what we can do now is trade Jonathan Abram. Now, I wanted Jonathan Abram to develop. He has not. It is what it is. He's such a low overall to start with that there really is not too much to work with. So we upgraded free safety. I think the rest of the defense looks really, really good. Most of the offense looks solid as well. I might try to get a backup running back or something. Derek Carr isn't going anywhere. It's just kind of where we are. Hunter Renfrow could be traded as well. These 3 players in a package for... I don't even know what I'm looking for, honestly. I feel like their team's pretty solid. It's just waiting on development. A backup running back would be nice, but am I really going to trade one of these guys for a backup running back? Yeah, I am, probably. And Tevin Coleman's going to be that backup running back. He's used to being a backup. Was a backup, split carries in Atlanta his entire career. And now that he's in San Francisco, I imagine he's going to be splitting carries pretty heavily as well. You look at Jerick McKinnon and Matt Breida. That's a lot of running backs to go along with Tevin Coleman that are starting caliber. So he should have no problem playing second fiddle to Josh Jacobs, who will remain the starter despite being a slightly lower overall. I feel like the offensive line is very good. I feel like the receiving core is very good. What are we looking for at this point? I just think it's development. That's really all it is. And, of course, Carl Joseph's moved back over. Like, we're going to hold on to Jonathan Abram. He's a good backup. Why not? Jesse Bates taking that starting free safety spot, obviously. This is the team. This is, what, year 4? I think this has the makeup to be a successful team, a winner, 89 offense, 85 defense. We should be able to do some good things here. 4-3 after the midseason mark. Finally, we are... positive here, but it's a tough division in the AFC West. I say positive. I meant above 500. Amounts to the same. It's going to be tough to beat the Chiefs. The Chargers, a.k.a. the Diablos, look very, very good. I think it's all about development and hoping we can be better. I don't know. So I've upgraded the team at the midseason mark as well. I've also turned on auto progress. I don't know why. I wanted Josh Jacobs to be the starter, man. I also can't change him. Why would it drag all the way down? I want him starting. Is it glitched? It appears glitched. You win some, you lose some. Defense is looking really solid as well. Team is coming along. We've got all-star development pretty much. No superstars, but we do have one superstar X Factor, and then Peck has superstar, or excuse me, has star as well. We don't have one superstar player on the entire team. Oh, we do actually. Rodney Hudson, my bad. But like, it just feels like superstar is so rare. And superstar X Factor is, yeah, I mean, obviously even more rare than that, I guess. But I feel like it's just a lot of star. All right, simulating to the playoffs. I think we have a good chance to make them. We might not, and we don't. But we do finish 8-8. Just missing the playoffs, unfortunately. We'll do one more season. I know it sucks to see losing because it's a rebuild. I'm supposed to make the team a playoff contender. I think this is a playoff caliber team, but they just don't perform in simulation. I don't really know what to do. It's how it happens, man. It sucks. So Jesse Bates is a free agent. Brandon Brooks is as well. Maurice Hurst. A lot of good players in here. I don't know where Antonio Brown is. Because I saw Antonio Brown. I saw his face. And he's not there. He disappeared. He retired. That's unfortunate. All right, Arden Key, Maurice Hurst, and Jesse Bates are back. Brandon Brooks cannot come back. Just can't happen. He's an 84 overall, yeah. But he's regressing, and I feel like if we want him, I mean, I guess this isn't so bad per year, just for a one-year deal. 10.2. He wants to test free agency. I mean, I'm cool with that. I mean, I offered you the best deal I could, honestly. Leighton Vander Esch is here as usual. Not going to sign him this time. I feel like we've done that somewhat often as of late. Michael Gallup is going to be a guy I definitely want to bring in. We lost Antonio Brown. It was a huge blow to our team. So Michael Gallup to a big deal I think is going to be really good for us. We need some receiver talent. It's also so funny to see Colton Miller here in free agency after he was traded for. But Connor Williams is going to be the guy that gets my money here at left guard. And he's going to replace Brandon Brooks, and hopefully he develops. Connor Williams rejects. Michael Gallup accepts. I guess that was the one that was more important. It was Michael Gallup accepting because, I mean, we can replace right guard. I think it's tougher to get a really good receiver for nothing. As a Tevin Coleman regresses, dude, regression is back and better than ever, let me tell you. It is still really annoying. But let's see here. Defense, Bobby Wagner's regressing big time. Carl Joseph got superstar development. That's cool. That's right. We don't have a first-round pick. Or a second-round pick, for that matter. This is going to be the final year. I hope we're capable of making the playoffs. Seems unlikely. Maybe I've just lost my touch, man. Let me know how these have been going for you guys. But I'd like to start winning. All right, Eddie Bushy is going to be drafted to play right guard. He looks like he'd be really solid. He's a first-round talent in the third. Has a star development. You play right guard now. Figure it out. We'll check out the draft class while we're here. I only took one pick. The CPU did the rest, and they were pretty bad per usual. That's how the CPU rolls. I respect it. Let's see who the best player in this class was. Tony Mims, a tight end, 77 overall. A few 76s in here. I don't know why I said 76 so oddly. But I think overall we did well. So, I mean, solid. We'll just move him to left guard, or right guard, excuse me. And, I mean, our cornerback group isn't great. I feel like it's just tougher this year, maybe. And Madden Sim is as unforgiving as it ever has been. Derek Carr remains at an 80 overall. That's kind of his thing at this point. And defensively, what did we lose? Garyon Conley. I don't know why I said Garyon Conley. What can I do to get a better cornerback? That would be cool. That might be the last trade I made. Abram. Isaiah Johnson here. I didn't even notice him on the team. But Jonathan Abram. What else can we trade that has value? Calvin, backup defensive tackle, or Trayvon Mullen, or Arden Key. I'd like to trade for a good cornerback. Offense is fine. I need a good corner. Good corner. Good corner. Say it with me. Figure it out. Let's go. Let's get one. All right, Jonathan Abram and Arden Key get me Chris Harris. He's a bit older at 33, but he's a decent enough overall that he should be able to carry through the season. We have an 89 defense to go along with our 85 offense. I don't know if it's special teams holding us back here. We don't have a kicker or punter, so I guess that does make some sense. Probably should get one of those before the season starts. What do you guys think? We're also signed Taylor Gabriel as a backup receiver, fourth string kind of guy. Maybe MVS or Kendrick Bourne would have been a better option, but I'm all set. Oh yeah, I needed a kicker and a punter. How did I become that sidetracked? I'm like, oh, Taylor Gabriel, gotta have him. It's Taylor Gabriel. Honestly, I gotta cut him. I know that was quite a roller coaster. I have to cut him. I need space to be able to get a new kicker and punter. So, priorities. I'm going to trade a third for Aldrick Rosas. Of course, I'm a Giants fan. I know how amazing Aldrick Rosas has been. Honestly, one of the best players on the team. And that immediately gives us one of the best kickers in the league. And now for punter, I'm not sure I'm willing to trade a third for a punter, but I would be willing to trade maybe a fifth and a sixth just to get something of good value on the team to make it a little bit easier on the defense. All right, a fifth, a sixth, and a seventh gets me Michael Pilardi of the Carolina Panthers. We have almost no cap room. We're going to free up a lot after this year, but of course this is the final year, so I guess it doesn't really matter. This is the final team for the final year. It's playoffs or bust, man. We've got some really solid players. It's time to perform. Please make the playoffs. If I have another rebuild where I don't make the playoffs, dude, I'm going to cry on camera, and everyone's not going to be sad. They're going to be weirded out. I need to make the playoffs. 4-2-1. So, I think we're in a position to fight for a playoff spot at 4-2-1. It's not great. I mean, it could be a lot worse. And I guess this is a big game against the 49ers. They're all big games at this point. We need to just straight up win, win, win. All right, QB training boost. Derek Carr, figure it out. Playoff time. If I have to end with another failure, I swear, dude, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's just going to be so sad. And people are going to be, you suck at this. And I'm like, I don't know that I can disagree with you, but we make the playoffs 9-6-1. Dolphins go 8-6-2. We lost to the Chiefs, who went 12-4. Let's go ahead and check out the stats of this past season. I'm so excited to finally be in the playoffs. I think the change of playbooks made a lot happen for us. Our defense sucked, so maybe Cleveland defense is not the look, but Cleveland offense definitely was. We did a lot better. Rushing, Josh Jacobs was finally good. Tevin Coleman was a good backup. Michael Gallup led our team in catches and yards, although touchdowns went to Tyrell Williams. Dwayne Bacon played a small role in that as well. As far as sacks allowed, I think our offensive line was fairly good. Bobby Wagner played well. A lot of tackles. Sacks, Yannick Ngakoue at 8.5. Barely remember him being on the team, to be honest. Miles Jack at 4 picks, which led the team. LaMarcus Joyner with 3. 2 for both Kyle Fuller and Chris Harris. Jesse Bates actually had 2 as well. Any forced fumbles? A few. Bobby Wagner had 2, led the team, and at least 1 defensive touchdown that I can see. We actually get 2. It's the former starting free safety and the starting free safety. I have a bit of a stroke there. I may have. Ezekiel Elliott wins MVP of the 15-1 Cowboys. They crush it in sim, by the way. That might be the look. Use something from them. But AFC offensive player, I mean playbook, by the way, not when I say something. Just so everyone knows. Defensive player of the year, Jayon Brown. Interesting. Bobby Wagner at number 5. Offensive rookie of the year is Deon Jackson. Any Raiders? No. Defensive rookie of the year? No. What did I draft again? I drafted offensive lineman, so that makes sense that he would not be there. But we are up to an 87 overall. I think clearly morale is playing a huge factor in that. And Bushy's up to a 75 overall. That's solid. It's not quite what Brandon Brooks would have offered us, but we wouldn't have the cap really to handle that. At this point, Josh Jacobs up to an 84. Derek Carr still holding tight at an 80 because why be anything else? Defense looks really good. Is this a team that can compete for a Super Bowl? Definitely remains to be seen. But I wouldn't say it's out of the question. Max Crosby's an interesting looking fellow, let me tell you. But let's go ahead and like Super Sim quick manage this. What is their overall? 75. They won more games than we did. Curses. No, did they have 8 wins? They might have had 8 wins and 2 ties. Yeah, I think they did. That's weird. All right, Miami takes an early lead. They're up 10-0 right now after the first quarter. Don't love to see that. Hopefully it gets better for this Oakland Raiders team as we do end up putting a touchdown on the board. Miami answers very quickly, and it is 17-7 at the half. We got to answer, and we answer by allowing a touchdown. That's not exactly an answer. And we are down 24-10 entering the fourth quarter. Might have to jump in here. It is all Madden. I'll see if we can muster a score. That would put us right back in the game. And we're in good position to do so. Tyrell Williams, can you beat press? We got Dwayne Bacon out here. Come on, let's get something going. Underneath. That's nearly intercepted. 4th and 7. Game is essentially on the line here. We need a first down. Evan Ingram is wide open. Derek Carr hits him in stride. Kind of. He had to come back for the ball. That is a huge first down, though. Hurry up puts us right back on the line. Snap the ball. High point. Derek Carr has a touchdown, man. Handoff goes to Jacobs. Power. Please power into the end zone, man. Please. How do you not? Are they expecting the run? Maybe low pass to Tyrell Williams. He didn't beat press at all. It's going to be 4th and goal on the 1. Might trust the fullback. It's Tevin Coleman. Punch it in. Tevin. End zone. Touchdown. We're only down by 1. Score. Touchdown. 1 touchdown. Down by 1. We're down by 7. Okay, hopefully you guys know what I meant. I'm very tired. It's 3 a.m. I've been trying to rebuild this team for quite some time. I don't know. Things are not going that well. All right, change of possession. I needed the defense to get a stop. When I meant change of possession, I meant like until we actually got the ball back. And it looks like we're actually stopping them. It's 3rd and 13. This is a huge play, and we actually got the stop. That's going to be a punt. Oh, it's a penalty? All right. Do we take over now? Let's score, dude. Let's tie it up. We got 4.5 minutes. I might trust Dwayne Bacon far right in one-on-one. Carr lobs it up. Go up and get it. It's intercepted, but that's a flag. That's defensive pass interference. Defensive pass interference. Defense. There we go. That's a big call because that would have been the game. Huh? Did I accept? Wow, what just happened? No way I declined the penalty. I pressed X. What? I guess our defense needs another stop, man. Kendall Fuller with the big pick. That is absolutely ridiculous. First in Dolphins franchise in the preseason where the game wouldn't end. It was going on forever, even after zeros. And now, wrong button input? That's fantastic. Just Jerome Baker have superstar X Factor now? Maybe something to look forward to in Dolphins franchise, but Michael Gallup burn press, and it's underthrown and intercepted. By Darrell Worley? Come on, Carr. We have Gallup down the field. He beat press easily. Now we need another stop. Interception by Levon Carter keeps the game alive again. They're giving us every opportunity, and we don't want it. Big plays by the defense to keep us still in this game. And that was a weird timing. I guess it's kind of on me. I just expected the corner route to develop, or the C route, really, to develop a bit quicker than that, because I thought we had it. It's going to be a long 3rd and 10. They might leave Evan Ingram wide open in the flat, and we'll just play 4th down. But no, that's wide open. Tyrell Williams, big first down. I think he got a foot out of bounds, too. Wide open. Carr hits him. It's Hobbs. Down inside the 5 to the 2. Hurry up. I'm going for 2, man. I'm going for 2. Go big or go home. We might be going home, but we're going big. I think it's super tough to run the ball on all Madden. Every time I try, it's met with limited success, if any. And Tevin Coleman is stopped short. I was hoping he could go through them. He can't. There sure are a lot of linebackers here in the box. Tevin Coleman's going to get blocking responsibilities here. Hopefully they drop back. And they do. Evan Ingram, touchdown. That's big. If I drop back, by the way, I meant blitz. But again, I'm tired. Sorry. Same stacked box. I need Jerome Baker to blitz off that left edge. Tyrell Williams follow on the slant. Coleman blocks again, gives me maybe an extra second of time. I'm looking for the same read. It's open. Evan Ingram, 2-point conversion successful. We go up by 1. We're in a bad spot, man. 1st and 10. 14 seconds to go. We need to stop. Oh my God, what are you doing? Jump for the ball, Miles. It's thrown right at you. That's going to be the game, man. That's unbelievable. That's covered too. 25 yards over the middle. Look at Miles Jack. He chucks him. And then, what is this, dude? It's going right for him. Look at what he does. He just goes towards the middle of the field and down. What is that? I never switch on. He just does it by himself. He's airtight in coverage and then decides he doesn't feel like playing coverage anymore. When the ball's in the air. I guess that's going to be the rebuild video, guys. I apologize. But they can just very easily run the ball, call a timeout, kick a field goal. And they throw the ball. You have to be out of your mind. Touchdown. What is happening? That was the dumbest decision ever, and it worked. I hate when that happens. Stupidity should be penalized. We have 2 seconds to score a touchdown. They're going to squib it. It's going to be all over. They kick it deep. I guess they're giving us a chance. We need a kick return touchdown. It's not going to happen. I've been cheated, I feel. I really have been. I know I got ample chances, but I feel like the game didn't want me to win, so they made sure that I did not. Whatever. That's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed regardless of this playoff loss. And I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.